In a time when kings reign and lords carry their banners, is a time of great importance in our world's history, the system that goes behind the medieval age. Feudalism is a grouping of legal and military customs prevalent in medieval Europe, which flourished between the 9th and 15th centuries. It was a system for structuring society around relationships derived from the holding of land in exchange for service or labor. Feudalism is the name given to the system of government William I introduced to England after defeating Harold at the Battle of Hastings. Feudalism became a way of life in medieval England and remained so for many centuries. William I is better known as William the Conqueror. William could not rule every part of England by himself. Not only travel was difficult and slow, he was also the Duke of Normandy, and he had to return to Normandy to maintain his control of this land in France. He needed a new way to control England, and so his government system, feudalism, was born. William divided England into very large plots of land similar to our countries today. These were given to those noblemen who fought bravely for the king in battle. These nobles have to swear an oath of loyalty and collect taxes, and even provide soldiers for the king if they were told to do so. These lords worked to maintain peace and order. Also under the feudal system are the knights. Knights, they're often pictured as glorious heroes and romantic men. They also have responsibilities of their own. This system had been already used in France by the Normans from the time they first settled there, about 9000 AD. It was a simple, effective system where all land was owned by the king. Here is a simple rundown on the feudal system. The king is in complete control of this system. He would decide who would lease land to. However, before nobles would be given any land, they need to swear an oath first. These men who are given land from the king are known as barons. Barons receive land from the king, which is also called a manor. They were known as the lord of the manor. In return for the land they have, the barons had to serve the royal council, pay rent, and provide the king with knights when he demanded it. Knights were given land by a baron in return for their military service. Often depicted as handsome, glorious heroes, they did indeed protect the barons and his family as well as the manor. Although knights were not as rich as the barons, they were still considered wealthy. Peasants, also known as the serfs, were given land by knights. They had to provide the knight with labor, food and service whenever it was demanded. The serfs were not allowed to leave the manor, and they cannot marry without permission from the lord. Often deemed as a harsh system in that time, it was still needed to control England. William I certainly needed it, for he was also a conqueror. As time passed, this system soon faded. But this age gave way to the Renaissance, for without the medieval system, we shouldn't have known all the great kings and queens that ruled those times. History would have not been complete.